Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Pickin and Grinnin. Just me and Brad tonight. We don't have any guests, and I forgot to do something. Uh, Brad, got anything coming up you want to let some people know? And I'm going to change something real quick.
Yeah, I don't have anything coming up that I want people to know about, but there is a young lady by the name of Coraline who just so happens to be my granddaughter. She had a birthday yesterday, and I think she might be within earshot of this episode. And I want to tell you, happy birthday, Coraline. And if you're wondering if I am old enough to have a grandchild, I know I look 25, but yes, I do have a grandchild. I have four, in fact, a whole gaggle of girls. But yeah, anyway, happy birthday, Coraline. And we love you. We're proud of you. Quit being mean.
Hey, so we are doing something new today. We are actually live on Facebook also. I'm trying to check and see how do I find that. I don't see nothing going on it, so maybe I'm not live on it. Maybe I've done something wrong. Let's see. Well, it looks like yeah. Okay, yes, we are live there. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. Okay,
Awesome.
that's great. All right, so that's something different. And Brad, do you notice anything different about the picture?
It looks very clear.
Yes,
You
it
don't have
is.
you don't have a halo tonight, Chris.
Right. I have the. I went and got a new camera, a new vlogging camera. I got the Sony VX or ZV V something or another.
The
Uh,
CDDVP
yeah. It's a
One
new
Plus.
camera, so it seems like it's working really good. I really like it. The thing is that the tripod's a little bit higher than what my computer screen is. I had to set it up like this to see, but then that don't work. So I'm really excited about that. So I got that, and I'm waiting. I got a piece tomorrow. I got to put a dummy battery in it so the power doesn't drain the battery. Cat the nurse flipper. Is that a new disease? Cat the nurse flipper said that if I don't put the dummy battery in it, it'll overheat and they'll drain the battery and stuff. So we're gonna do that. It's the same. It's the same one she has. So I got all the information from her on how to do everything. So she was very helpful with that. I greatly appreciate that. So we got some folks in the Josh's junk shop. Hello, thanks for watching today. Good to see you. Podunk Picker, he's here today. Thanks for coming in. If you missed last week's episode, uh, Darcy, is that correct? Darcy, right?
Yes.
Darcy was on with us last week. I just want to make sure I pronounced his name correctly. He was on with us last week, so you guys can go back and check that episode. That was a really fun episode there. Um, let's see. Silver hair Todd, he's here. And that had to
Hey,
be no, that was me.
that's you. That's you, brother.
Holy cow. Look at that. How about them apples? Um, so I have been called worse, he says. So what's been going on this week, Brett? Last I talked to you, you was driving. So tell us about that little story there.
Yeah, that was actually Leroy wanted us to drive up and meet him up in Dixon, Tennessee. He was driving to pick up some of the trays that he uses at the flea market, and we was going to help him load them up. And so we met him up there, but it just so happened to be right at where the Highway 1 or the Highway 70 sale is. Unfortunately, we didn't see any yard sales or even tent cities where we were. We drove for a while and wound up hitting thrift stores and hitting thrift stores all the way back home. So that's
Oh
about
wow.
that's about what we did. Yep.
Did you find anything good in those thrift stores?
The only thing I found that was decent was Leroy. Now it's one of those, honestly, it's one of those days where we didn't really find any like big time home runs, but when you get to the end of the day and you get home and you look, you found enough decent stuff to make a good day out of it. And there were a couple of decent things in there. I'm trying to remember. I picked up a couple of pretty good Bibles, and there was some little wildlife fowl folder things. I can't remember what the name of those things. Weird creatures or something like that. Found a couple
Right.
of them that were pretty good. A couple of keyboards and wireless keyboards and mouse that will wind up being pretty good. It's just one of those kind of days. It's kind of a bread and butter, nothing. I didn't find a platinum record that made me go, this is super cool kind of
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had uh, I had something that happened to me this week. First, I want to say if my wife is watching, hello, honey. I hope you're having fun. They all left me here. It's just me and my son here. They left us and they went to the beach. So we're stuck in low country and they're at the beach for 6 days or something like that. Uh, so I want to talk about what items not to ship to a PO box, and I'll explain to what happened to that. If you guys, I'll explain it here. But if you got, and if you want to make the changes that I've made, if you check the video, I made a video. It says USPS versus UPS. That's what the thumbnail is. You guys can check that thumbnail and watch that video, and it shows you how to change what I'm about to tell you. So a lot of you may know that I've started doing getting car parts and stuff off of the website called MacBid. It's in my local area. I think it's in Pennsylvania. I think it's in Ohio, and I think it's in North Carolina. And I think that's the only places it's in the country, or only pickup points there are in the country. So I bought an 8-piece suspension kit for a Toyota Yaris. I sold it for right around $135 free ship. No problem, right? UPS, that thing will go out $25. No big deal. Well, lo and behold, the thing sold. I listed it. It was listed for 2 days and sold. Um, and it went to Virginia. Thank God it went to Virginia because if the buyer buys an item from you and their address is a P.O. box, UPS will not ship to a P.O. box. Now, this is very important for those of us that like to sell oversized items, heavyweight items, and especially golf clubs. So, here's what happened. When I went to print the label, do the shipping on it, it wouldn't let me choose UPS. I couldn't figure out why, and I happened to look, and it's a P.O. box. You can't ship UPS. You can't ship UPS to a P.O. box. So I had to ship it USPS Ground Advantage. Luckily, it went to Virginia. It was only $51 for shipping. I still turned $3 after fees and shipping. I still turned $3 into 70. So that wasn't a big loss. But if that item would have went to the West Coast to a post office box, I would have had to cancel the order. There's no way I could have whatever the buyer paid wouldn't even have been able to pay for the shipping. So there is a setting on your computer. You can do it on your computer only. When you go in and do your shipping, you just click over shipping options and you go down and exclude items, and then you can go down to other, and then at the bottom is PO box. You guys go check that video out. The thumbnail is a USPS versus UPS. The reason this is very important for golf clubs is because with golf clubs, if you're over a certain amount of inches with USPS, you're charged, I think it's a $15 surcharge on top of the shipping. Um, I know that you can now ship a golf club right around $21, $22 USPS. But if that golf club is going UPS, you can do it anywhere. What is it, Brad? $12, $13 now? Is that correct? You just
Yeah,
shipped one. And where did it go?
yeah. The one I shipped was $27.
How did you ship it?
UPS. It
Now wait a
just
minute. Was that over 48 inches?
No, it was under 48 inches. I was surprised too, and I checked it,
Really?
double checked it on Pirate Ship too.
Oh, well, see, that's something new then. Now I'm glad you brought that up because normally I do a flat rate of right around $12.99 or $13.99 on all my golf clubs because I ship
Yeah,
them
I
UPS.
know. I took yours and Brandon's advice, and then I was like, talking under my breath about you guys.
Oh, well, we're not perfect, but I've never seen that. I mean, it had to be there. Maybe
It was
I
it was
don't know.
continental U.S., but I guess it was just the furthest point. It was in a spot where, for whatever reason, UPS wanted that much to ship it.
That's
Of course,
crazy.
post office was way more than that. But
Oh yeah, yeah. So in my past experience doing golf clubs, Brad's got the newest experience, but normally it's right around $13 to ship anywhere, pretty close anywhere, except to the furthest point in the United States, whatever Brad sent. But here's the thing: if he could not have sent that UPS, Brad, if that was to a PO box, how much would you have paid for shipping on that?
it'd have been quite a bit. But I, if they pick UPS and it won't allow you to ship there, through UPS, I feel like you could probably cancel. And one of the options on canceling an order is problem with the shipping address.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you'd want to message them and tell them, hey, look, it's not going to let me ship this to a post office box. I'm going to
Right.
have to cancel, and you're going to have to redo it and put a physical address. So
Right. That you could do it that way,
see what?
or you can change your oversized items to exclude post office box delivery. And that's
Yeah.
what I did on mine. I went back through my store and I changed all my oversized items, golf clubs, weighted items, a weigh pretty good bit because this suspension kit, it weighed 25 pounds. So, I mean, so we just changed the overweighted items and oversized items. We just made them all exclude USP, exclude the post delivery to a post office box. So that's how we did that. Podunk Bigger says he's never had issues with shipping golf clubs. I just don't sell them. Right. I mean, you're not going to have issues if you don't sell them, right, my friend?
Yeah, I have a shipping policy set up. I have a shipping policy just for. Oh, we got a Facebook person on, Eric Sharon, maybe.
Oh, that's my
Yeah.
son in law. They're
Oh,
at the beach.
hey, I'm
Hello, Eric.
sorry. I'm sorry,
I hope
Eric. I'm super
it's,
sorry
it's
that you got to
Sharon.
put up with this guy.
It's Sharon.
Hmm.
I can't even say it right, man. I mean, so
Sharon or Sharon, which is it?
one of the two. But
Oh, come on,
that's
man. He's
fine,
your son-in-law. You got to know which way to
right?
pronounce it. Does he
I
do
just
this
call
to
him
you?
Eric. I just
Oh,
call him Eric. I don't even
hey,
worry about
Eric.
it.
Hey, Eric. But
But
no,
him and my wife and my daughter and my granddaughter and my grandson, they're all down at Myrtle Beach for the week end
oh, nice. Left
till
Chris
next
behind.
week.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'm all alone.
somebody's got to make money while they're gone, right?
Right, right. That's how it works. Everybody else gets to go play except for me.
Yeah. No, what I was saying is I have shipping policy set up, and like I have a shipping policy set up for golf clubs, and just within that specific policy, I have doesn't ship to APOs or US territories or PO boxes. So Sharon, Chris, like the girl's name. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Cleared it up. I mean, maybe one day when he starts liking you, Eric, he'll start pronouncing your last name right.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yeah, yeah. That's the whole issue right there. He's a
But
good guy, man. I'm gonna tell you something. He's young, all right, and there's a lot of young guys in this country that don't have a good work ethic, and that's one thing I can say about him, man. He's got a real good work ethic. If he hadn't had that real good work ethic, I would have done run him off by now.
yeah,
Nah, messing with you, man.
you know, it might have something to do with social media. I saw this report today about that they had introduced that Elon Musk had supplied
Oh,
Starlink to this Amazon tribe. Did you see this?
yeah. Hold on 1 second. We got a special guest that just popped in, guys.
Uh-oh.
Look at there.
Hey, what's up,
I'm
Corey?
gonna let you get away with calling me special just today.
Yeah. So I was telling him, Chris was complaining that young people don't have a good work ethic, right? And I was talking about that. Hey, you got something? Oh, I got a last minute. What am I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to show this to everybody? Okay, my granddaughter wants everybody to see this.
Oh, what's
Lego
that?
Dreams. Is
It's
that like marble?
I don't know. What is it? It's not marble, is it? What is it?
Lego.
I know it's Lego, but is that like a television show or
I
something?
don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. But yeah, Chris was talking about young dudes not having a good work ethic, right? And I saw this news article today about, or saw a news story today about Elon Musk had provided Starlink to this Amazonian tribe, right? I mean, they don't even have like access to anything, but he got them access to these Starlink satellites, and so within like just a shorter period of time, they have like porn addiction and social media addiction.
Oh wow!
and the village elders said that their work ethic had dropped.
Oh wow! That's
It's
crazy.
I believe it.
It's literally like, we need you guys to go out and kill the food. We literally can't do it. We're too old. Go hunt something and bring it back. And they're like, no, we just want to watch porn and look at Facebook.
Yeah. Hey, you speaking of that Starlink thing, have you guys seen that? Like actually seen it with your own eyes go through the sky?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can
well
see
let me tell you how dumb I am. Okay. I knew nothing about the thing. Did not know it existed or anything. I walk out. You remember when the weekend when we had all the northern lights in the sky and stuff?
Mhm.
Well, I walked outside for a minute and I just happened to be looking up, and I'm gonna tell you what it reminded me of. So when I was in Desert Shield Desert Storm, when they shoot AA guns and the flat goes up in the air, you know what I'm talking about, at night, and
Mhm.
it's dot. I started seeing that coming across the sky, and I'm gonna tell you, for a split second, I had a flashback. But then I just like, oh my God, what is that? Is that alien? I mean, for real, I had no idea what
Chris
this
was like,
was.
it's happening again. It's happening again.
Right. I'm
They're
banging on the side of the house and stuff, hollering for Tammy and hollering for Austin and tell them to get out here and look at this. Holy cow. And Tammy, she's falling, trying to get out the door, and she looks up and she says, "Are you kidding me? It's the Starlink." I says, "What is that?" She says, "It's Elon Musk's internet thing. It's the Starlink."
Chris is going to be on the news talking about the alien abduction.
Right? Yeah.
He'll be like, I remember when this happened back in '95. It took me 2 months to get over the soreness from all the probing that they did on me.
Speaking
It's
of
crazy
wife,
we live in a world
right
that has
there,
that,
little
though.
Kibby. What's that, Corey?
I said it's crazy we live in a world that has that, though.
Yeah,
Not the aliens, the Starlink.
Right. Well, and that thing just kept coming over the trees, man. I mean, it was because it just looks like, it was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I know, Eric, I wish I was with you guys too, but I got, Saturday we're having a big thing at church, a big community thing. We're having I believe it's 5 denominations, 4 different churches. We're all coming together and having a big service in the church.
MMA fight, big MMA fight.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
So that's what we're going to have. But, and then this is Tammy. What she say? She says, if they were going to, let's see, if they were going to abduct anybody, it would be Chris.
Nice.
They'll let him go.
What did Todd say? I mean, Darcy said Chris reminded you of Sputnik when you saw it, right?
I think that's an age reference, Chris. I think he's.
Yeah, that is. That's an age reference. He's telling me how old I am. So, Corey, how's the week going, man?
It's going good. When I saw your message come through, we were about 4 miles from home, coming back from garage sailing. So we got home and got unloaded. Teresa's out doing the real reseller work now, and I decided I was going to come in here and sit with you guys.
Oh, okay. She's doing all the hard work.
That's usually how it goes.
You sound like this uncle I got. He always ran his he's got a business, and he's a wealthy dude. Just works all the time. But every time they go on vacation, when they get home, he's like, I got to go to the shop, and then he lets them do all the unloading. And
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Hello, Kathleen. Good to have you here.
Fernway Flipper.
We've been busy today. We got a big garage sale tomorrow. We're doing our own garage sale to get rid of like our estate sale buy stuff and our extra storage locker buy stuff.
I
So
guess I
we're doing a
need
big
to
one
come
here
to
tomorrow.
South Dakota then, huh?
It'd be a good one. Well, we pretty much everything that was either too big for us to want to ship it or just didn't have a good enough sell-through rate on eBay is going on the sale. And we have a 40 by 60 building almost full. Like it's it's gonna be a big sale.
So what's the verdict on your estate sale buyout? Is that something you think you want to do again?
Hold on.
Yeah, I think we
I'll be
would.
right back.
I think we've got probably just over $2,000 listed so far of stuff that has good sell-through rate stuff.
Yeah.
And we probably have another, I would guess at least 2,000 to 3,000 not listed that we set aside.
You said
I think we're going to come out probably $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah. So you paid what?
$600.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I remembered you saying.
Yeah. It's a ton of work. I wouldn't mind doing those all winter long, but during the summer when it takes you out of the garage sales, like that's the reason we're doing our garage sale right now is because it's the amount of space. It took up our entire trailer. It took up a building. Like it ties up a lot of your time. Doing it during the summer is not a great idea.
Yeah, dude, it looked like a ton of work. I was watching the video and I was getting tired watching you guys.
we found out our age that day.
Do y'all even have summers up there?
Yeah, we have 3-4 months of good summer garage sale time, but that's not the time you want to be tied up with trailer loads full of storage units and estate sale stuff.
Right.
But we never do things the smart way. That's just not how we do it.
I'm just trying to figure out how come my area, you guys are always talking about going to sales and yard sales, even Brad there on the weekdays. My area around here, I mean, they don't start a yard sale till Saturday, and then that's the only day.
Yeah, that's where we were coming home from was sales today. We did 48 sales today.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, typically in our area, they start Thursday. They do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But like if you go up the road to Murfreesboro, which is the next closest like big town from us, they don't do them. Like you can find a few on Friday, but most of the time they don't do them till Saturday there. But
most of them Friday, Saturday around here, they're pretty well picked over.
Yeah,
like they've been hit pretty hard by Friday, Saturday.
Oh wow!
You got to be the first one there, not the last one there. You got to be the first one there. Right. Anybody know that? Anybody know that reference? Anybody know that reference?
Yeah. If you ain't first, you last.
No.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Never mind. That was a
different quote.
That was an old time part time picker. He had a little song on his videos.
So Corey, I got a question for you. Oh, go ahead, Brad. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that's back when part time picker used to pick up cool things. Now he goes with Kayla and he looks at glass and stuff, and it just makes me sick.
Part-time picker, that's Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever watched any of his old content.
Yeah, go back and watch it. He used to pick up. So I'm just messing with it anyway. But yeah, he used to find the coolest stuff out there in California, and now him and Kayla's together, and he's just looking at like little glass birds and.
So now he's just a videographer for Kayla's channel, ain't he?
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm cool. He looks happy. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Corey, I have a question for you. Y'all have not spoke about this in a while, and I've been trying to keep up with the videos to see if I hear you speak about it. The Transformer saga. What's going on with that?
It's coming.
When do we get a new update?
Not this coming Monday. The following Monday is our court date.
Okay, so you haven't had the court date yet.
Nope. They put it off for a while, but we had, like I said, not this Monday, but the next Monday we have our court date in the morning, which throws us all off because Mondays are a great day to do anything when you're a reseller.
Right.
But we'll get that done with, and then hopefully we'll have some kind of news. I'm sure we'll do a video after Monday.
Yeah, and then, he's not going to drop that info here first, Chris.
Yeah, of course not.
If I had it, I would. If I had it, I would. I'm not picky about that. But no, I did. we're just waiting. Like we gotta wait to get through the court case, and then the way it sounds, even if we win, it could be a long road after that. So, like I said, at this point, I don't really care if we win or not. The point was, it was enough money to where if he was going to take my money, I was at least going to waste a lot of his time. And I feel like we're accomplishing that. So, if we win, great. If we lose, I can still get rid of him. I'm not worried about it.
Is there a part of you? Is there a part of you now when you have to go to court? You're thinking, "Dang, I wish I hadn't done this. I don't want to have to go to court all. I don't want to waste the whole day on this."
No, I don't mind the going to court part. That doesn't bother me. The only part that bothers me is even though they're fake. Well, and I say fake, they are counterfeits. They're Chinese imported. They're made to look like the originals. They're counterfeit.
I got one.
They're sticking cool. Like I would almost like to keep a few of them.
Yeah.
They're good fakes.
There's a bin. I'm gonna tell you guys. I bought another $13.99 Goodwill bin of toys. Okay, and I made the video with my phone. All right, of unboxing it, and there was a knockoff Transformer in there, and it was missing pieces and stuff. So, and I saw that, and I don't. It was labeled. The tag on it was labeled HAP PDAY toys or something like that. Does that sound familiar?
That's probably a legit. It's just not a Transformer. It's called Happy Toy. Yeah, that's actually a brand.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Some of them are some of them are decent. Most of them are, not. We've had several, and they just sit in the store forever. But there are a few that sell for pretty good price.
We've had good luck with the cheap Transformers. I would say not the McDonald's versions, but the cheap like Walmart brand Transformers and stuff. We've done okay with those.
The only Transformers I've ever done well with is the Beast Wars. Have you seen those?
Yep.
Yeah. The Beast Wars, even if they're like, I don't mind picking them up because even if they're missing pieces or whatever, apparently they're worth something to people who are trying to part them out and complete them and stuff. So those actually do.
Whoops! I got a thumbs up going. Stupid computer. The little Play School brand.
How did you do that, man? Hold on a minute. How did you do that?
The Mac does it. There we go.
Hey,
they do all kinds of crap.
Yes, awesome.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Play School version of Transformers, the little rescue bots. They're cheap little ones. They have airplanes and bulldozers and all kinds of weird stuff, but those don't sell for a lot, but we never keep them. I mean, they always sell. So if we could buy them in lots, which you usually can, we pick those up.
Do you lot them up and sell them? Those are usually like
we usually sell them individually. They sell for $9-10 a piece, but they sell super fast.
Yeah, those are the ones that like transform in about 3 moves, right? You pop up
right.
Yeah,
they're really simple ones.
How old is Sue? How old is the DVD player that you bought, and what brand is it? Is it a combo unit?
Hey, Sue.
Yeah. Let's see. And Silverhair, he bought that CD today for $5 or sold for $26. Same day, he just sold it. He said so. That's great. That's great. And
I've
Kathleen
never bought a DVD player that was. Yeah, I've never bought a DVD player that was just a DVD player. Like I bought the combo units until today. We saw a Sony home theater system in the box. The whole thing's there. All the speakers. It's got the Bluetooth and all that stuff on it, and it's got the DVD player as part of the home theater system. But it was in the box. We picked it up for $15, and it's got all the original packing.
Oh wow!
I figured we could flip at least. If we can't flip it as a whole, we'll flip it for parts.
Right, right. Panasonic is a good one, Sue.
Yeah. If I see something like that, it looks fair, like kind of new in box, or it has the box and all the stuff there, I'm more likely to pick it up than I am just to pick it up loose.
Yep.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
I don't think I've never picked up a DVD player sitting on a table by itself.
Yeah, I hadn't either. No.
Really?
VCRs I will, but DVD players.
Oh well, yeah, just the regular old DVD. Yeah. I'll pick them up if they're a certain brand name. If they're off the wall, I won't pick them up.
If
But
it says Sony, I'll at least look
yes,
it up. Anything that says Sony, I'm looking up.
look at here. Here, look, he said it right here. Sony DVD player with HDMI have value, but you cannot pay much for it. Right, you can't pay much for it. So, what I do though is if I can get the thing cheap enough, like under $10, anytime I can get them under $10, I don't care if it works or not. I'm buying it because I can sell it for parts, depending on the name brand. Now, selling it for parts, I mean, it's going to still give me $30 or $40.
The VCRs.
Yes, the VCRs, and especially the combo. Now, I'm going to tell you a combo unit to always pick up, no matter if that thing's been sitting out in the rain or what, a Magnavox. Because you can sell it for parts for almost as much as you can sell a brand new other name brand combo unit, you know. So I've sold a Magnavox that worked for over $200 one time, you know, so. But parts, you can sell them all day for $60, $70, $80 all day. Parts on Magnavoxes.
We picked them up last year as fast as we could get them home. I mean, we were just finding them everywhere. This year, I've only seen like 3 VCRs out this year, and I think they wanted $15-$20 or more for all of them.
Right. Bearded Picker says he heard the Sony sales. Yeah, it's good to see you in here, Scott. Glad to see you visit us. You probably come over here to aggravate Todd. Oh man, but yeah, I love electronics.
Say Bearded Picker, Bearded Thrift Machine is Julian, right?
Right. Yep. Bearded Picker is Scott. Scott's the one we had on here about 10 months ago, I think it was.
Yeah, Bearded Picker, he's the one that had he's got the cool paper tape machine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's awesome, dude.
Scott, I'm going to send you the link, Scott. If you're not busy and you want to join us, more than welcome to. Let me,
don't pick up Pickin brand DVD players, Podunk Picker says.
Brand? I'm trying to think. There's another brand that I don't pick up, too. Well, I used to pick up, but I don't pick up no more, and I can't remember the name of it.
If you want players for parts, Chris, and you want to pay shipping, I got about 4 or 5 or 6 I'll send you.
I'll come get them.
We have DVD and VCR boxes that we bought specifically for shipping because we bought so many last year. I think we shipped over 40 VCRs last year.
Yeah.
And which means we probably bought 90 because almost all of them you buy are crap and they end up not working and we had just a shelf full of tapes that we'd keep on hand because everyone that was bad ate the tape and wouldn't give it back.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Scott, he talks about how he throws them away too. He said he throws electronics away too. He throws them away. He just don't want to fool with them.
Where'd you get your
dumpster here? And when they don't work or if they eat a tape, they go in the dumpster. I don't play with them.
Yeah. Where'd you get your boxes from? You remember?
Those ones, I think we ordered those on eBay.
Did you?
So I'd have to ask Teresa which store we ordered them from. But we have 2 different sizes for VCR boxes.
So I found a place. They have it's a 12. I think it's like a 12.9 box. It kind of measures. It's a little bigger than that. That's the inside measure. It measures about 13-10-7. They're really good boxes, and from a place called Zorro.com, Zoro.com. Yep. But if you join up and
they're a subsidy of Grainger or subsidy. How do you say that word? It's one of those words of Grainger.
Yeah, they're a subsidiary.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got Grainger printed on the box, but the thing is like if you buy something from them, they'll start sending you coupons and stuff, and so every month I get a 20% off coupon, and if your order is over $50, you get free shipping. So I just make sure I got an order over $50, do that 20% off, and I get these boxes for, I think it was like 41 cents the last time I bought them.
That's good.
Or actually, it's 43 cents the other day when I bought them. And that's pretty good it's a really good, it's a heavy duty box. Yeah. So that's the one that I found that's actually like a good, like the 6x4x4s. It's still better to get them from like Supply Hut but that one.
The only box I don't like from Grainger is the 12x12 by anything. It could be 12x12 by 6, 12x12 by 12, doesn't matter. They can't seem to glue that box straight to save their butts. We've ordered so many of those, and every time we order them, we think they're going to be better, and they're always glued so crooked you have to cut them apart and put them back together.
Oh,
but
yeah.
every other box we get from there is perfect.
Yeah.
It's just that one.
Yeah.
Sue's got a quick question about flatware, how you would sell it. Place settings are separate by forks or spoons. How do you guys do flatware if you fool with it? I fool with flatware, but how do you guys fool with it?
Depends
I throw it
on
on the table at the auction and hope somebody buys it.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was tricked into buying flatware by what was it, Scott and Christine that we had on here, trading for
Yeah.
I saw a box of it at this lady's sale a couple weeks back, and I picked it up. And before I got it to the car, man, I was kind of regretting that I even bought it.
You got to buy the right flatware. You can't just buy any flatware.
It's you guys. A matter of fact, Corey, you guys sell. I just watched a video where wasn't you guys that just sold some flatware, the special design. There's a special design.
Yeah, we have a go. We probably sell 4 or 5 different pieces of flatware every week.
Yeah, I've sold. I'm going to say this wrong. I'm going to butcher the name. Oneida. Okay, and it's the marquee. What's the Mario something?
Mario and Luigi. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's
Kart
a teenage
version.
It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. What's that guy? Michelangelo print. Yeah, the design.
Okay.
Michelangelo cubed design. I have sold those, and I've sold them single. Sue,
Are you
I
punking
just
them, or
created
is that the name? Is that the
that's the
actual
name. Yeah, that's the actual name. And I've
We've
sold
sold-
them single.
Yeah, we've sold several different kinds, and it always depends. We always look them up because we'll buy one set like Oneida Brahms. They don't sell as a place setting worth of crap, but if you sell them as like 4 forks and 4 spoons, like separately, like in groups of 4, they sell really good. But then if you sell like Cambridge flatware, they buy them as place settings, but they don't sell very good in groups or singles. So we always just look them up and then go to Solds and see how they're selling best.
So I got a question for you guys. So have you guys noticed? So we're a couple months into yard sales here. I don't see very many VCRs, dual players, cameras, all these electronics that I have sold so much of over the last 10 years are absent at yard sales this year. I mean,
I was just saying that.
I hadn't seen them either.
The VCRs are noticeably absent this year. And when you do find them, they're really high.
I had one yard sale early as it was. The matter of fact, the first yard sale of the season we went to. I bought a camcorder, 3 cameras, and it's the video that I spent $40 on. I got a whole bunch of pipes, smoking pipes with, and everything too. It's a pretty good haul for $40, but all those cameras are gone. They're all gone already.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen anything.
Amazing. I mean, right now, and you're getting stupid money for them online. The camera price is up probably 50% right now. I mean, even if they're like 4 or 5 megapixel, you're getting $35, $40 for them.
We found 3 cameras today, but we went to almost 50 garage sales today. I mean, we really had to work for 3 cameras.
Where did you go to 50 yard sales at?
Every weekend here.
Even on Thursday?
Every Thursday. They usually start Wednesday.
They way up there. They way up there in South Dakota. they have hard sales all the time when it hits.
Yeah, the weekends are not. The weekends are not great for sales here because they're always picked over by Friday.
Yeah,
they start pretty early.
We got 2 neighborhoods starting tomorrow, and then we'll have a lot on Saturday. But
I'll tell you one thing we are finding a lot of this year that we never found a lot of before: old fish finders. They're everywhere. Like every third sale has an old fish finder at it, like one of the old hummingbird depth finders and stuff. I think we picked up a dozen of them this year just in the last couple weekends, and they're selling like crazy.
I got a question for Scott. But before I ask the question, I just want to tell you it's good to meet you. I never got to meet you before, Scott, and I am envious of that paper tape machine that you have. That sucker is awesome. You're still using that, I guess.
Unless somebody stole it while I was gone.
Awesome. So you live in around Hunt. You live in the Huntsville area, right?
Yeah, I live about 10 miles north.
You live in the new Tornado Alley.
Towards the Alora way or the New Market way or the other way?
Yeah, Meridianville.
Oh, Meridianville. Okay, yeah.
I think we sat at the same table and had breakfast in Cincinnati one morning. And
so
even after we left, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I had no idea.
Brad, are you in this area or?
I live in Estill Springs, which is around Winchester, Tennessee. So I'm less than an hour from you there. But yeah. We've thought about going to yard sales in Huntsville. Are they pretty good in the Huntsville area, or?
They're terrible. Don't waste your time.
Okay. Now, is this professional advice or competitive advice?
There you go.
They're amazing. I can't believe how good they are every week.
Tell us your favorite thrift store in Alabama, in Huntsville, so I can go there.
If you don't mind.
You realize I do retail arbitrage 99% of the time, so I don't like. I mean, it's crazy. Like today, I went into a hardware store in the middle of nowhere. It's Eva, Alabama. It's like at a gas station in front and a hardware store in back. All I knew was a hardware store. It said something like general store or something, but they had a Traeger sign that they were authorized Traeger. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go see what's in there because Eva is like smack dab in the middle of nowhere. And do you know what the stained glass paint? Any of y'all know what Krylon stained glass paint is worth?
No.
So Krylon makes a paint for stained glass, and it went away for a while, and then he brought it all back, and so the value dropped on it, except for one color. There is a chemical in the yellow that they can't get, so they brought every color back but yellow. The yellow is worth $90 a can. I knew that store had it. The last time I stopped there, they had that paint, and I bought the red and the blues because they were good for a while. They had 5 cans.
The name of it?
$450 worth of Krylon paint. $6 a can.
No, that's awesome.
That's my gig. I do yard sales and retail arbitrage. I don't do a lot of thrift stores. I mean, I will go in a thrift store. Huntsville thrift stores are very weak. I don't like them. So we've got a couple here. They're the
Saving Way.
Just me and Tracy, my buddy. We meet on the way to dinner on Tuesday nights. But other than that, I generally don't. And there's one right beside the post office. I'll stop in there, but I haven't bought anything there in like last 4 visits.
Yeah, ours are rough here too. We got one guy that owns a thrift store here, and every time you go in there, he's complaining about he wants to sell it all out and just liquidate so he can retire. But he won't let go of anything for less than double eBay price.
Like last week,
with his prices.
These were $3 last week at yard sales. These Adidas Boost Montreals are a special edition. I mean, I don't think they've worn more than once or twice.
Holy cow.
See, I would have walked past those. I wouldn't even known what those were.
Those were $3. These are
is that Brooks?
Brooks Ravenas, yeah. Or no, these are the GTS 18s. I got a pair of Ravenas, 6 or 7s.
So what's that red pair worth, Scott?
$50. And she's like, I only wore these 2 or 3 times. I got to have $10 for these. They gotta have a little bit cleaning, but I'll knock them.
We bought some fake Yeezys.
Yeah. I was in the middle of nowhere, another yard, so these got to be cleaned up. The lady goes, I said, how much are those white shoes? She said, give me $1.
Those Hokas? You got them for $1?
$1.
Holy cow.
They're not worn very much. They're just dirty. They're not worn very much because, you can tell if they still got the label on the sole.
Yeah.
That's
last week was shoes, man. I picked up here's the other pair. That was the other pair she made me pay $10 for.
On Cloud.
On Cloud. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she had some good shoes then.
Yeah, I ended up buying like 12 pairs of shoes, and I'm not a clothing or a shoe seller, but it's just what was out there. And I think that's important for people to understand is you might not be a whatever, that might not be in your wheelhouse, but you've got a computer. Look this stuff up.
Yeah.
If you see Brooks, if you see on Cloud Running, a lot of the Adidas, these name brands, used shoes. There's amazing money in used shoes if you'll take a few minutes to clean them up. There's amazing money.
Well, if I saw On Cloud or Hokas or anything at a sale here, I'd first ask them where they moved here from because you just don't see those here.
Right.
They're just not here. I don't think in 3-4 years, I don't think I've ever seen a pair of On Clouds here.
Wow.
See, Huntsville, Brad will tell you, Huntsville is a tech community. Most people think, oh, you live in Alabama. I'm like, you don't understand. I live in like the crazy part of Alabama where we've got the highest percentage of engineers per capita of any city in the country. The tech growth is at 30% for like the last 30 years. Population growth is explode. The metro area is almost 500,000 people. There is a lot of people here.
Wow.
And a lot of young people. So there's a lot of money here because of this tech job. So the yard sale, that's what drives the yard sales is, you'll see a lot of kid stuff because there are a lot of young families in this area. But you know how young people are who've got big jobs. They so they are Brad. They are very there's more than enough to go around down here. So they're really good down here.
Yeah. I got another question for you. Are you a Star Wars fan? Are you a Star Wars fan by any chance?
I mean, I like Star Wars. I'm not like one of these crazy, but I mean, I'm old enough that I saw the first one in the theater. If that's it.
Yeah, I did too. That was the first movie I saw in theater. My question was going to be down at the Space and Rocket Center. It's not there now, but there was a group of guys that were doing the full-scale Falcon project. Did you see that? I did not, but my kid probably did. All right. Well, they're going to build a full-scale Millennium Falcon, and the part that they had inside the Space and Rocket Center was the actual cabin, the cab of it.
Right.
And it was I didn't get to go see it, but I followed it online. It was super awesome.
But it's still there.
No, they had the space that they were using inside the Space and Rocket Center got reclaimed for something, and they had to move it into their garage. So I don't think you'll ever see completion, but yeah, Todd says boots down there out number Hoko's 120 to 1. Yep. But Todd, that's important though. It's whatever. So many people I see them struggle with whatever they're trying to sell, and I'm like, we figured out what's in your area. I mean, there's so much. Oh, good.
Hey, you were showing off shoes. I'll show you what I got. I got these for $6. Here, I'll turn it around. There's the emblem right there. Now I don't even know how to pronounce these things. You guys know how to pronounce it?
Olakais.
Yeah.
Olakai.
It's got the.
I didn't want to deal with a pair. I've got a pair of Olakais at the auction tonight. A pair of men's flip flops. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, why my dumbass did not put them on eBay? But I sent them up there the very next weekend. I bought all these shoes, and I'm like, I'm an idiot.
We did a video not too long ago about picking the natural resources in your own area because everybody's is different. Ours is. It took us a year or two to learn that, but like Harley shirts and boots, we walk by so often here because they're so common. It took us a while to realize how much they're actually worth on eBay because we just see them everywhere. We'll walk by racks of Harley shirts and not think twice about it. But we don't do that anymore.
They don't realize just because you see it a lot, they don't understand. Yep. We see a lot of stuff that has NASA branding on all over here, and that stuff is very popular. But not everybody has the Space and Rocket Center.
I want to
take for granted the stuff you see every day.
Yeah. I want to let Josh know. I want to comment on one of his comments. He says, I'm near a military town and started to learn more military stuff because it sells at crazy prices. Most around here are letting it go cheap. You're absolutely right, Josh. And I'm going to tell you, my son, he collects all World War II stuff and stuff like that. And he sells it. He sells it faster on these Facebook groups and stuff like that. And he's got a lot of stuff that goes overseas. Like we just sold a uniform. He put it on eBay. One morning, I listed it for him on eBay, and that night it was sold. And it sold for over, I think it was, that was a $75 uniform he sold. So, I mean, and it goes quick. You're absolutely right. That stuff does go quick. And if you can't sell it on eBay, there are plenty of Facebook groups out there that you can sell it for. Sell it on
in the box.
You said she wore them one time. What did I pay for them? I mean, $5. They're perfect.
She must have worn them inside.
No, she wanted $4 for them.
Nice.
Wow. Hey, Chris, you can't be selling military stuff to our enemies abroad.
You got to be very careful. You got to be very careful too. Military stuff going to different countries is banned.
It's
Yeah,
international shipping. He sold something international. It went international shipping, if I recall correctly, on eBay.
Just be careful with military stuff going international. I mean, it's not that you're sending enemies, but there are certain countries
Yeah.
that
Oh, I
don't
understand
allow
what
it.
you're saying. Yeah.
That's
But I was
Anywhere
just making a
international
point.
and Minnesota, you got to avoid those.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just saying you can't be selling like military officer uniforms to the remnants of Al Qaeda, Chris. That's not cool.
well, hey, you know what? I mean, what's the difference in me selling it to them than our government just leaving weapons and tanks and helicopters and everything else
Okay.
over there?
Touche, touche.
3 or 4 levels of clearance, probably.
Yeah.
You want to see the big winner from last week?
Yeah.
Talk about a sourcing opportunity.
I swore I was not going to buy any more big. I swore I was not going to buy any more big stuff.
Oh,
But it's an electric griddle.
yeah.
It's still got the $25 tag on it. It's never been used because they had the plastic on it. But can you read the brand?
All clad? Holy crap.
Who is it? All clad?
We've sold some of that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a used one sold for 180, 179 plus shipping.
If you guys watched our old videos of that storage unit we did, the last big one we did, they had 8 or 9 big like wardrobe size boxes full of brand new all clad, and it was still in the plastic. None of it was used. That stuff went for crazy prices.
Yeah, I had to take the plastic off of it to bring it over here. Yeah, that all clad, that's nice.
So All Clad, I didn't know All Clad was a good brand.
Yeah,
it's
really
stupid
good.
It's stupid money.
We sold the silverware set for All Clad, like the tongs and ladles and stuff. It just comes in a big tube. We sold that set for like $140. Just the silverware side.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna list that at like. Oh, there's not one listed right now. I think I'm gonna put it $229 plus shipping, something like that.
Yeah, and they don't sit long.
Yeah. Oh wow! I have to keep an eye out. There's another brand that was on a pan, Club. Have you guys heard of Club?
Yeah, sometimes they're yellow, sometimes they're green. Yeah, they're on the very bottom in the middle. They'll say Club, but they're old painted aluminum ware.
Is that any good? I left one behind because I just didn't know.
Yeah,
it is good. Okay,
they're with the lid. They're $25, $30 each.
Oh, I wish I could remember the brand we keep seeing here. There's a brand around here that's real popular because we have like 3 Indian casinos around the area, and they give them away as prizes when you're winning at the casino. So you find them at garage sales all over the place, and they're always new in the box, but they're not worth very much. But like I said, we see them new in the box everywhere we go here.
Yeah, I've got some pots over here I need to list. Towncraft or whatever they are. I got a full set of
move pretty quick to pick them up anymore. We're short on space. It seems like we're always short on space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I sold today that sold within a few hours? That I mean, I was kind of shocked. I don't know if it's because I priced it too low, but it was a DeWalt. It's a DeWalt OME router base assembly.
They're on the bottom shelf right there.
Let's see if I can share this and show this to you guys real quick. I sold this, and I don't know if I've sold it to.
Don't tell her we're live, the lunatic back there, because we don't want to hear.
Yeah, I was waving at her. Hello.
This one right here. Let's see. We sold it for where's that right here? So we sold it for this right here. If you guys can see that,
38.
Yeah.
I passed up, I believe, that router base assembly yesterday.
So I mean, it's a DeWalt router base assembly, and it's sold within hours. And I don't know, did I sell it too cheap, or is that about right?
Maybe somebody.
I stopped asking that question myself. It's gone. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, I can't do nothing about it now. But
the New Balance guy was moving the rep for the area, and his wife sold me these for $10. They're size 14. They still got the paper in them.
For somebody don't sell a lot of shoes, you don't pull it out about 20.
These are. I got to get them listed. I've had them. They are new. She said he never wore them. They're about $150. But they're New Balances answer to Yeezys or whatever with the middle thing in them.
They're gonna have to call you the bearded soul man.
Yeah.
I've got like 5 pairs of Birkenstock over the last few weeks. I mean, and because my electronics aren't there, and I'm at yard sales, man, you gotta pick, there's valuable stuff there, man. Pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff
like you
doesn't lose value. It won't lose value if I don't sell that stuff for another 2 months.
We only go for a little while. If we're getting skunked, we start trying to get creative. We start looking into new stuff. I don't like getting skunked in an all-day yard sale trip.
Yeah.
It's crazy what we've been finding. Anybody else sell 2 cans of hair mousse for $100 today?
I did not. You bow down before you. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. That's all.
The one guy here with no hair selling the hair mousse.
Right? Wait a minute. What hair mousse goes for $100?
Old lady looked at me. I bought 9 cans of mousse, 4 cans of hairspray, and a couple other things. And an older lady, I was closer to you. I was in Bryant, Alabama. That's another middle of nowhere, right up against Lake Nickajack. And I went in there and I'm like, oh, I gotta get a basket. There was 9 cans of that hairspray that's $50. That mousse is $50 a can.
Dang. The best I ever did with like beauty or something like that, beauty products, was I found a ton of that Win by Chaz Dean. I'm trying to think of the part of it was I think it was like hair frizz control, and then there was like several different ones, but I think it actually sold a little better then than it does now. But I think I picked it up for $2 a bottle, and like the cheapest one I think was like $55-$60, something like that a bottle. So we cleaned. That's one of those days you go home happy.
We bought $200 worth of lotion. Like
you guys got an Ollie? You guys got an Ollie's where you live?
Yeah, way on the other side of town. I don't ever
go
to it.
Last year, I think it was last year. It might have been a year before. I can't remember. I went in Ollie's and I found the Irish Spring body washes. I found there was 4 of them. Well, I picked up 4 of them, and they were different looking than the other ones. And I got to looking at them, and they had a different print on the label than the other ones did. And because it had a different print on the label, those sold better than the other ones. I sold 4 of those Irish Spring body washes because that label print was out of date for $80.
Are they like the liquid, like the gel, or are they the bars of soap?
No, they were the liquid gel. It was just because that label, they didn't use that type of label anymore. The print on the label was out of date. They didn't use it no more. And those 4 things sold for $80.
Dang.
$80.
Yeah. Most people go to yard sales and think all that stuff has no value. And you can see a lot of that. People will sell stuff that they bought at yard sales like that. And it's, I pick all that, especially estate sales. If you look around estate sales, nobody's picking up the lotions, the chemicals. Never missed a laundry room. The amount of money that can be in a laundry room is.
Yeah. So I actually just remembered something right after I said the other. It was some kind of lip gloss. And so my wife, she's watching the show in there, and she sent me a message on text because she immediately had it. Lip Smacker's lip gloss, the vintage Lip Smacker's lip gloss. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Little round ones, yeah.
Yeah, she's getting me the price on it, but those things sold quick, and they sold for really good money. Of course, you got to make sure it hadn't been out in the heat and melted.
Wasn't there some Wrigley's gum or something like that sometime last year going for big money at one time because didn't make it no more?
No, they were talking about it's not going out. It's Juicy Fruit. They've discontinued Juicy Fruit. Yeah. But you can still find it everywhere right now.
The striped gum.
Yeah, striped.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We found that little striped zebra mascot for Juicy Fruit, the plush, a couple of times. He didn't go for much.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think everybody was emptying out the Dollar Generals for that stuff when that hit. I mean, the stuff was selling like stupid money. It was crazy. And I'm like, it's bubble gum or chewing gum,
Scott, when you're buying up for retail arbitrage, how many miles are you putting on in a week?
I got the thing the other day. Last month I drove 2,700.
Oh,
nice deduction, anyway, right?
Golly.
Yeah, when I was really heavy into it, driving everywhere, I averaged 50,000 a year.
Yeah.
I used to travel for work. I could never do that.
So
I would absolutely hate my life if I did that.
I've been all the way to South Dakota chasing stuff.
Have you?
wow.
Yeah, that
Well,
when Refresh PM went out in 2017 or 18, and you could get 150, 200 a box for that stuff. Yeah, and the last store that we knew of that had it was they closed. What was Shopco's had them? So I drove all the way to I got some of the Shopco's and what town was I in? Rapid City, South Dakota, something like that.
Well, you drove all the way across the state then.
Yeah, I come up the bottom through Kansas because I hit all the Shopco's through Kansas and Oklahoma, Nebraska. Yeah, I'm driving through Nebraska and all of a sudden I'm like, there's a sign saying car hinge 1 mile. I ran into that place where the dude built a replica of Stonehenge with cars.
Yep.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
I hadn't done a ton of retail arbitrage. I did several years ago. I did a lot of Amazon a few years back, and I found a couple items at Dollar General. Hey, when you go retail arbitraging for Dollar General, they're literally like every 4 or 5 miles here. Seems like so you can hit a whole bunch in a day.
Yeah, I was
but Corey, you travel a lot. Corey, you travel a lot too, though, don't you?
No, not really. I mean, we have to drive about an hour to go garage selling, no matter what, because we're about an hour from everything. But we do it once a week. We go Thursdays and we source all day and then spend a little bit of time with the grandkids, and then we come home. That's the only sourcing we do is 1 day a week, really. Other than the occasional storage unit.
Maybe a month ago, I was in Winchester. There's like 7 places I went. I was on my way through Big Circle, Winchester, and all those towns over to the interstate and then back up and around.
Through Fayetteville and Winchester.
No, farther on this side. I go to Fayetteville every month. I go to Fayetteville every Monday because I sell at Van Massey.
Okay. So, oh yeah, that's at the split where you go into Lynchburg.
Yeah, it's right there on the Lynchburg, right at the base of the Lynchburg Highway. We're on the Winchester Highway. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you sell there? You said.
Yeah, every week. I've got it's a consignment auction. I've got 2 tables 1 week and 3 the next. So it's actually just started closing right now. It starts at 7:00 tonight, closing for the week.
I need to check into that more. I'm interested in that.
You do most of your retail arbitrage FBA?
No, I do FBM for the most part.
You do FBM? Okay.
Do you? Okay.
I used to do FBA and but all the things with them losing stuff and all the nightmares and their customer service is awful and they ship terrible. I just decided I refined my shipping processes and limited the size of items I buy. 1244 and 1044 boxes they're the ones I use the most. They're amazing. They hold all kinds of stuff in those boxes.
So Scott, with the FBM, Amazon has that free shipping or Prime or 1 day shipping or whatever. How do you handle that? I mean, how does that work on your end?
On FBM, it's the same as eBay. They only allow you to do 1 or 2 days handling, so I keep mine on 2 days handling, and I usually ship in 1 day, but I keep it a sec too in case I can't find something. But it's rare. Like this morning before I left, I had 12 since I shipped yesterday, and I got 10 of them out. Two of them were still, but they were from this morning, but they were at the storage building, so I had to go get them. So
would you recommend a new reseller that's kind of like into just eBay and maybe Macari or Poshmark? Would you recommend them to go into FBM?
I would want to know how serious they are and how they. Yeah. Do you treat this as a business or is this a hobby?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with either one of those answers. Mm-hmm. But if it's a hobby, you're going to have a much harder time on Amazon because they are so serious about the rules and about, when you sign up to go on there, they expect you to know every rule that I know, and I've been doing it since 2013.
I got a few buddies in that do FBA. One of them has stuff manufactured here in the States, and one of them imports container loads from China. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, it seems like every week they're on the phone with Amazon for 10, 12 hours trying to get the account straightened out, or a little hiccup here or a little hiccup there. And they talk to Amazon more than they ship.
You can't change things very frequently. I mean, listings are, if you're not creating your own listings and selling your own products, you have no control over it's not like eBay where everybody has their own listing and their own pictures. I mean, everybody's
share them.
It doesn't always work that way, but everybody's supposed to be on one listing. Sometimes there are duplicates, but there's money to be made over there and there's sales to be made over there. But even though like me, a month ago, I wake up and 500 of my listings are gone, and they have restricted me on all these products that I've been selling for years. And I'm like, out of the blue, no reason, nothing on my account, no anything. All of a sudden, they're just gone. And you reach out, and Amazon goes, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. The good experience on Amazon for me, at least when I was doing it a lot, was because of the way things are ranked and all that. You could have a really good idea of how quick you were going to sell something, and right,
because they use a sales rank where. And once you learn the sales rank and what how each category sells and how many there are in a category, which is all pretty easy number, it helps you with the buying process. It's much easier to make a buying decision because you can understand the sales velocity and how many of them sell. Which eBay you're looking through souls, and not all the souls are shown, and
you got seasonal issues where they don't show because they passed 90 days, and Amazon is pretty good. They give you the actual number.
Yeah, I'd be picking stuff up, and it'd be like, I'd like right within the store or whatever. I'd be like listing it because it's like, I'm going to sell this before I get home today.
Yeah, that's another nice thing is if you've got new items and you're shipping them yourself, you can list on the phone without ever taking a picture, and then if you get to the next store and you find two more, you can update the quantity as you go. I mean, it is easier to do it that way, but
if you get the buy box, you're golden. That's it. If you can get in the buy box, you're good.
But it's cutthroat over there on price. So if you're not prepared to compete, Amazon's not for you. I kind of went on a rant. I don't know how many of y'all listened to the Wednesday morning show, but I kind of went on a rant for a while about treating this as a business. And really, it's got, these people sit around and go, I know it's eBay's fault I don't have any sales. You go look at their stores and they're just awful. Their prices are bad. Their pictures are bad. All they're selling is
bad items
and bad items. And there's no mixture in. There's no. And you go, at what point they don't think anything about how bad the economy is and what items people are looking for. None of this stuff crosses their mind. And especially prices, because I've really noticed a trend that even though new items through inflation are higher, there's a downward pressure right now on used items. People are being squeezed, and that's where they're finding, value for the things they need on eBay and other platforms. And if you can provide items, I got in an argument with somebody. I told them, I'm like, I bought them hookers for $1. I'll put them up $10 or $12 below everybody else and get them gone. I got $1 in them, and that's you should never. The amount that you pay for an item should never really be part of what you sell it for. I'm like, you keep thinking what you want to think, and I'll go dig up Sam Walton while we're at it and tell him that since he got such good prices on everything and delivered such value and discounts that he did it wrong.
Yeah, dude. That as soon as you said that, I didn't think Sam Walton, but I thought Walmart. Right. I know people who've dealt with Walmart, and they will negotiate down as far as they can on their buy price. So
and look at Costco. Costco does the same thing. They negotiate lower prices, and they work on a flat percentage on every item. And
let me ask you something, Scott. Let me ask you something, because I made a video about this, and I'm kind of on a different side of the fence than you are. But let me ask you, and I'm I'm responsible enough and an adult enough to have an adult conversation about it instead of arguing, like people normally do.
But I'm a seller and you're a collector. That's what you're going to tell me.
No. So what about the deal with racing to the bottom, though? I mean, that hurts our value, don't you think? Don't you think that hurts the value of our items?
Those people like I said, Wednesday, I'm not going to cuss on your show. I cussed on mine, but yeah, I've got I've got a family to support and I've got what I want
Right.
in an item and out of an item, I just don't care what somebody else sells it for or what they think. I just don't care.
Oh,
I
There's lots
watched
of
your
stuff
show
out
on
there.
that, Chris.
I sold $50.
I was just gonna say I watched your show on that, and I was gonna leave a comment, and I decided not to. But if you're talking strictly on eBay, there
Yes.
isn't anybody on eBay that you know or have talked to in person that does enough business of one item to affect the market.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on it. It's like, it's like one of those things that if you've got an item and you know it's worth a certain amount and you're willing to set on it to get that price out of it, I don't think
I would say there are
very
very few exceptions to that. I wouldn't make a blanket statement. Like when we bought that warehouse of 1988 NFL Topps cards, I had enough quantity of that the market is what I said it was, and it still is. I control the market, and people come in and undercut me by $10 a box all the time, and they sell out in a week, and then I still own the market.
Exactly.
Like they can't control them. Nobody gets enough quantity on eBay really to affect the market other than a blip here and there. So I always price at the bottom of the market. I don't want to sit on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I would tell you. I would tell you, Chris, it's an item by item basis. I told you that I sold moose for $50 a can. I'm at the top of the market. I ain't coming off of it because they ain't making it no more. And I know that it sells in a couple days. Those shoes are mass produced. Those Hokas are mass produced. Just because I found them for $1 the one mistake a lot of resellers make, and you see it over and over, is they think they're the lowest price and they don't understand how somebody else can sell it for a different price. You'll sit here, you probably had the same thought. I don't know how they can make money at this. Why are they even doing it? Hokas for $1 are damn near free.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you go to Goodwills, and some of these, I was talking to a buddy in Louisiana. He's like, yeah, all of our shoes, if they're a name brand, they're like $20 to $30.
Yeah.
I
could see where somebody would argue that. I could see where somebody would argue that statement out of context, that your bright price has nothing to do with what you sell it to. 100% agree with that in the fact that the market is what the market is. The value is set by the market, not where you bought it at. But if you put that in context, if you say you bought a pair of Hokas at $1 and that doesn't affect your mindset about what you're willing to let them go for, that's a different conversation, because it 100% does.
Yeah, and my take also too was the race to the bottom thing is more of an Amazon argument than an eBay argument anyway, because there's just so many more sellers on Amazon. I literally, when I did Amazon, I remember it being like I would have the lowest price on an item, and like 15 minutes later I'd look and I was beat by a penny. And so I'd beat
them. They have apps now to lower your price real time, don't they?
I've got an app that operates in real time that every time you change it, it'll change it again. You never have a chance unless you've got a reprice where you don't stand a chance.
Yeah. But I just don't think, I think the truth is what Corey's saying. I think it was Corey said it. There's just not enough people selling quantities of a particular item. Not one person selling quantities of a particular item to drive the price down on it that much, I don't think.
A lot of times, and people don't understand, there'll be that outlier. Like if I come in a few dollars less and I selling them out, you just wait those people out. It's not, if you're holding for a price, you're confident in what your item is worth, you just wait that person out. Because the person I was arguing with, he read back the sales, and there were like 4 or 5 sales per year of this item: a 10, a 20, mid 40s, and like 70 or 80. Those were the same prices that were repeated all 4 or 5 years. He read them out, trying to convince me that $50 was the right price. He didn't understand how they could sell them at 25, and why would they do it? I'm like, because if I've got $1 or something into it, I'll take the 25 and move on. Where's the real price? That the median from 70 to 10 is not 50. It's closer to 30, 35. So you're above the median, and you're up where there's only one seller in the range of 1 a year, where the other 3 or 4 are down. So where's the correct price, and how long do you want to hold? At the end of the day,
the size of that item affects the market value for our shop. If it's the size of a tote, I'll undercut the market by $20 to get it off my shelf.
If at the end of the day, people don't understand, if you're running this as a business and full time, like I do, and it's about turning an inventory. John Flippin' Ain't Easy made a good video yesterday where he talked about you got two people who got the same item. They both got the same cost. They list it for $200. And the one person says, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm staying at 200. And the other one goes, I'm gonna run sales. I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna do it. And they clear $125. In a couple of weeks, they sell the item. And they take that money and reinvest it in the same similar type items. And by the time this person sells theirs at full ask, a couple months later, they've churned and flipped so many times that initial investment and the money that you look at it and go, well, he got full ask. He got $200. Yeah, but he got 12, 13, 14, whatever the amount of money is he's churned by continuing to reinvest and rebuy. And so people miss the fact that there's a cost value associated, an opportunity and a time value of money that you miss by not turning and churning items to be, stand on your platform and I'm only going to sell it for this because and they get this because they get this value that they get stuck in their head because they look at the highest price that it sold on eBay and go, well, that's what it's worth, the highest price. Yeah. It's not worth the highest price all the time.
Yeah, I think also it depends on the item too. If you've got I saw Podunk talk about one-of-a-kind item. If you got a one-of-a-kind item that's worth a certain amount, that's one thing. But like I said, if you got like Hokas, there are a whole lot of people selling Hokas, and the only way you're going to sell yours faster than everybody else is either you got a superior product of some sort or you've got the cheapest one.
Most of us are selling a commodity of some kind, though. I mean, we do pick up the rare thing or two here and there that there's only 5 or 10 on eBay or less. But for the most part, we're selling commodities like everybody else.
Yeah, I picked up one today in a grocery store. Faultless. It's a 64-ounce bottle of Faultless liquid starch. I couldn't find it anywhere. And they had 2 in this grocery store, and they had a line through the thing, so it was been inventoried, and it's not coming back because a lot of times if you're in stores, a black line through the barcode means it ain't coming back on the shelf. And I'm looking up eBay, I'm looking up Amazon, I'm typing it in, I'm doing anything. I see other brands because I think that stuff is used to make slime or something is what they use. It's been why it's so popular of some sort. And so I bought both gallons for $3. And I'm gonna throw them up there for I don't know $30 or $40 just to see what happens. Yeah. But if somebody, I'll put offers on them. If somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I'll give you 25 for it," I'm like, "You can have it for 25. I'll make my $10, $11, $12 and flip that to the next item." It's about moving. It's about churning money. It's about flipping inventory. Never forget.
Our mind has changed. Our mind has changed a couple of times on this topic from the beginning. When we first started, everything we bought was worth a fortune. We just knew it was, and we were going to sit on it, and we did. But we didn't have a lot of budget to play with either. So we weren't buying good because we weren't good at this. We're still not. And we were buying stuff we shouldn't have bought. So we had to be a little bit more staunch with what we were willing to take. And it did sell. I mean, you could sit on stuff, it will sell, but it doesn't make sense for where we're at now. I mean, we had to evolve at a certain point because we can't. That was one of the things we asked, like in the categories we're trying to grow was moving inventory out. We had to change.
So Podunk got a lot of good, I don't know you Podunk, but you've got a lot of good comments. Says that it sells for more than most because you item of a video that will increase your prices. There's lots of things you can do. You can, if you niche down and you become known as that kind of seller, and you'll get a lot of repeat business and people will pay for your expertise. A lot of people are really spending a lot of time now in AI pictures and cleaning and doing, and getting a little better money. I don't know if they are or not, but they're spending more time building better listings to give more information to build confidence for people to pay for these items. Yeah. And so there are a lot of things you can do to move yourself up in what your items sell for.
Yeah. You don't have to. We even mentioned that one time. Anything you can do to add value to that item, if you can make it look nicer, if you can add in, I mean, if they have that item and you can have one accessory to add to it, that adds value. If you have better pictures and information, that adds value. Anything you can do to add value, you can add price for. But if you're competing on a one-on-one basis, a white background photo versus a white background photo, it's the same item, same condition. There's no way I'm going to sit at a higher price. I'm going to undercut the market.
Yeah. I heard somebody say, and I don't know who to credit it to, or I would, but you got to decide if you're in the, they said you got to decide if you're in the storage business or the selling business.
Yeah. Are you a collector or a reseller?
Yeah. And there's something to that niche down thing because, Scott, you don't know, one of the things that we do, we sell everything, but one of the things that we've kind of niched down to quite a bit is Playmobil. We buy out collections of Playmobil, but we can sell. I'm convinced that we can sell, like if somebody goes to a yard sale and picks up the same, little something of Playmobil that I sell, I'll sell it before them because we're so strong in that category. I have a ton of repeat customers. I mean, literally every day we average 2 to 3 repeat customers from the past, whatever.
That's good stuff to know because, I can do yard sales, all kinds of stuff because I'll pick that stuff up and flip it to you. I don't care. People think they've got to, oh, you can't never buy from another reseller. My buddy, I tell a story. My buddy Tracy, who lives here, goes here. He's got a friend who sells clothing. Tracy doesn't sell clothing, very rare. But he'll pay him so much for jeans, so much for this, so much for that. So Tracy's like, if I'm at yard sales and they're $1 or $2, I just pick them up and sell them to him. I've got my money. I buy them on Saturday and Saturday afternoon. I've doubled or tripled my money and never had to list it. Folks make relationships with people that even if they don't sell what you sell, but they go to places you don't go, you'll be amazed. They can make money. You can make money. This not everything's about maximum money. It's about turn.
Yeah. I'm dropping my number and name in the chat. So in the private chat.
All right.
Feel free to call me if you run across it. I'll buy it from you.
You want me to put that over on the other chat for you?
Well, you could if you want to, Corey. He's fixing to dox me. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I don't know. But now, so going back to I see your points and the fact that the statement you and Brad both made, Scott, was, am I a reseller or am I a collector or a storage unit? I see that point. I do. I think, so the video I made is the reason I sold an item. I picked up an item that was selling right around $60 when I picked it up. In a month's time, the sale value of that item dropped $20. And I got to looking, and it was because the item just kept dropping within a month, and it was because everybody was trying to undercut the next person, like Brad said, race to the bottom. And to me, that's when you first get an item. I mean, I don't think you should do that, but I understand over time you're going to want to run sales. And if you got an item that's in your store 6 months, hey, it's time to do something to get rid of it. I understand that completely. I was just, in that video, I was trying to refer to when you first get the item, there's no reason to try and undercut. You can meet in the middle there, for a little while until you feel like your item's set in the store long enough before you need to drop it.
Yeah, because I don't run sales on items for the first 30 days. There's certain things I don't do to items. So, I mean, I get your point 100% that but
I know Ken doesn't. Like, Ken does it price at the bottom of the market. He puts it somewhere in the middle, and he waits. And if it doesn't sell, he'll start discounting and things like that. When we're listing, we list whatever the bottom of the market is. We're a few bucks below. That's just the way we've always listed. But that's just us. And if the market changes $20 over a month, we usually don't even look back at it at that point because we wouldn't make a decision based on a month worth of data on eBay anyway. eBay's notorious for being sporadic in a 30-day period. So I'd wait 90 days and see what happened.
I think
before I'd make any decision anyway.
Yeah, the other thing is the market's not static. It is fluid. So for example, if you were picking up, for us, 4 years ago, if we were picking up Littlest Pet Shop, we were selling it for good money. If we had insisted on selling it at the top of the market, we would still have some of it, and it's not selling like it was. It just don't have the same market that it did. So
I think people don't stay on top of what their items are worth. They don't understand the demand and how much supply is out there. See, Chris, I would argue that I realize you live in Georgia, so you probably don't understand economics. So I'll explain it to you.
I live in South Carolina
Oh,
now.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I know it. You
So,
just wait.
That's not
We got a
Starlink
couple
you're
more.
seeing.
We got a couple of more months, buddy, before you start that mess.
yeah, y'all were coming here in week 4, so
Yes, we are.
so it's but I would tell you your item when you go and put the price on it. There's are they price dropping, or is more inventory becoming available? And as there's more supply, the price naturally drops. If demand stays even and there's more supply, the price will drop. And as the supply dries up, the price will come back up. We call it price dropping, but it's a natural function in a marketplace of supply and demand. And I when I on my show, I call it the Ricky Bobby School of Reselling. Your first or your last. Everywhere in the middle, you're just getting eaten up. You want to sell first or sell last, because the closer you are to the beginning or the end of a life cycle of a product, the more money, because the supply is less in both sections, and demand is still there usually in both. That's right. So that's why I named it Ricky Bobby School of Reselling. It's just a function of and these people are seeing. See, they've got it when you listed yours for 20. I mean, say what $20 more. When they listed it, they see a different picture of an item. They see a different valuation based on how many of them are there and the prices they see, and the prices come down. And we think, oh, they're just dropping the price. Amazon's a perfect. I can watch my reprice or take products down, and then as stuff comes back up, you can see the reprice or drag products back up. It sells high and low. You're hoping for an average. And it's just a function of supply.
That's right. And like Ricky Bobby said, hey man, you can't have 2 number ones. That's 11. You don't want to be 11.
Well, I'll rethink that. I mean, you gave me some things to think about. I mean, that's why I like having a conversation instead of arguing with folks. I mean, you never can get anywhere.
So Chris, I will tell you on your side though. So if you're a reseller, that sells higher end products or holds for top, understand that your items are going to sell slower, and because we make in a marketplace, you can sell Chevrolets and you can sell Ferraris.
Mm-hmm.
And so that the Ferrari never gets discounted. The Chevrolet always does, but they also know that the Ferrari costs so much more. You only sell a couple of them. There's always, and look at the shoe market. There's Hoka's. And then there's what's the Walmart brand? Avia's, one of those Walmart brands.
And one.
And one. That's another good one. They make a lot more of them. The demand is not as great for them, so the price stays down on them because the value of. So there's different types of. You can be a different type of seller. I think a lot of people make the mistake of assuming that, that you've got to be Ferraris. Everybody, I don't understand why everybody's not a Ferrari and selling at a high price. When Chevrolet's been around for how long? Sold way more cars.
I know if something hits a year in our store, it's been through 20% discounts. It's been through 30%, 40%. That 1 year it goes to 50% discounts. If it hasn't sold by then, it's not price. So I mean, we could set somewhere in the middle, and then we would just wait. But we have a dollar price on every one of our shelves in our building. We know that every shelf space that's the size of a tub, that's $35 to us every month. And if it isn't moving, then it's just wasted money. We're not getting paid for that spot. So we're trying to churn it as fast as we can. We suck at it. We're not good at it yet, but we're getting better at it every month.
But you're thinking that way, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it also too, it's like you're going to be, are you going to be a volume seller too? A partial part of it is this: you're going to be a volume seller, or are you going to be a treasure hunt seller? We
came from a high ticket drop ship. When our old e-commerce was high ticket sales, every sale our average sale was about $900, and it went all the way up to $4 or $5 grand, and as low as about $700. And we did that to where we only had to make a sale or two a day to make a really good living. And so this is a completely different game for us. So we want to be as high ticket as we can. We try not to sell anything too low, but at the same time, the stuff we do have we have to move. I mean, it has to move all the time.
But I would tell you to get better at being the person who sells the Ferrari. You know, you need to be like what Podunk was saying. You need to make the video. You make the best listing possible, the best pictures with videos. You know, if it's a VCR and stuff, include the cables, include the remote, and even if you got to buy the damn remote. I don't sell them without remotes. And then the cables, but if it's a VHS, throw them a couple blank ones on there too. You'll be amazed what that does. Anything you can do to increase the value and when a customer's looking at it in that main picture, and then command a little bit higher price, stay at the top. But if you're just matching everybody else, you better be competitive on price if you're going to sell stuff in this market right now.
Yeah. One other thing. I feel like there's probably a lot of resellers who they're probably not in a position where they have the capital to be a volume seller either. Like it sounds like you go through a ton of stuff, Scott. So like you're burning through a lot of money, you're spending a lot of money too, like churning through products, and you're doing it quickly. And there's probably a lot of people, especially when you're first starting out, unless you come into the game with capital, you just don't have the funds to think of it in terms of volume either.
But I would challenge you to sell faster though, because the way to build that kind of capital stuff is to flip items, not to sit back and hold them and wonder what's happening. It's to be very competitive, learn how to sell. But there's either one of those, so many people, and I think the problem, all the everybody complained about nothing sales and on and on. We're in a process of culling out of resellers right now, and you're hearing a lot of aches and pains because so many people started during COVID. There was free money in the market, and everybody anything because they didn't have any attachment to the money they were given, so they bought everything.
Thank you.
And now the jobs are going away.
They started when there was a cheat code.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And they never learned how to resell because anything was sell. And so now you're competing with people like us. I'm gonna do anything I got to. I'm gonna promote all my items. I'm gonna be very aggressive. Everybody goes, well, they require me to. I can do 2%. I'll do 2.1. Folks, I promote at 9% or less. So good luck. I will cut your price. I'll promote you. I'll run things on sale. I'll send offers on eBay, and it's my second platform.
What do you think? I was told I promote too high. That's what I was told. I do dynamic, but I cap it at 15%. None of my items ever hit 15%. I got one item that's at 14.3%, and that's and the rest of them's under 11.
The people who tell you that, the people who tell you that, are they complaining they don't have sales?
That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't listen.
I've told this story before, Scott, but what changed my mind on promoted was I was looking one day, and it's like it just hit me. It's like I'm paying 20% when I sell something on Poshmark. Why would I be worried about promoting at least up to that point? With counting what the regular fee is. Why would I be upset about going at least up to that point on eBay? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. These clothing sellers, I'm not going to promote anything, but I'm going to cross-list it on Poshmark.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I appreciate what you said about, like people getting started during COVID. If you sold on eBay before COVID, you have a reality of what eBay actually is.
But you also have an advantage because you know how to sell. You have to learn how to sell or you go away.
Right.
And it's still up. It's still, eBay sales are still up from where they were from before COVID. They're down from the COVID peak, but they're still up from where they were before COVID hit. They don't know how to survive in a real e-commerce.
Yeah, and the particular items that were up during COVID have, is different. Like video games were up very high during COVID. I sold puzzles. A lot of puzzles during COVID.
I was going to say puzzles.
You're not like
$35, $40 puzzles. Yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't do that before COVID, and you don't really do that after COVID.
No.
So, it's items too.
I made a video sometime after COVID because I was hearing a lot of people complaining about how slow eBay sales was and this and that, and they were blaming it on the economy and this, which, that's either here or there. But what I was seeing was exactly what y'all were talking about. During COVID, puzzles were selling like hotcakes. Video games are selling like hotcakes. You know what wasn't selling during COVID? Backpacks, purses, stuff like that, where people would show off to go out. But you could also sell a bag of poop on eBay during COVID too. You know, I mean, and then the sales dropped because COVID was over. People were going out shopping again. You know, nobody was leaving the house during that time. And so I don't think a lot of resellers, like what Scott said, a lot of people got into this during COVID. And so they don't understand that they think that's the way it was all along, and it's not.
If I haven't
Well,
offended all your viewers yet, I'm going to offend them even more. Not
Oh,
only
no.
did they get, not only would they get in when it was easy, they've never been a business owner, so they don't understand how to run a business.
No.
And so, you know, they sit here and they fight these platforms. I listen to these people and they go, I don't promote. I'm never giving eBay another dollar, but I'm going to do a nuclear reset every day. I mean, they fight against the damn platform, trying to force something instead of working with the platform to sell their items. And constantly are falling farther and farther. Folks, if you don't change the way things are and the way things are done and the way things move forward, you know, good luck. You can go down to the Garden Center in Miami, Florida. That's the last vestige of Kmart in this country. Look at the retailers, look at the establishments that don't keep up and see what happens. They don't change. You know, it's amazing how hard we fight against it instead of with it.
Yeah. It's one of those things too. It's like there are issues from time to time
with
eBay and stuff on the platform, but I've always been of the opinion. I've been of the opinion that eBay wants me to sell stuff as much as I want to sell stuff. You know,
that's how they make money.
That's how they make money. Right. And they just, they won't always sell the item I want them to sell for me but that's more on me than it is on them, so.
We were on Shopify before eBay. We were selling on Shopify, and we had our own store there. And if you think promotion and stuff is having to give up 10% on eBay is a bad thing, you've never had to try and promote your own business on your own platform before. We are very good at marketing. It's what we did for 8-9 years. So we're really good at bringing in traffic through Google Ads and stuff. That's 10-15%. If you could make 15% on an e-commerce store for any brand out there, you get hired anywhere in the country. I don't care how big the company is. They'll hire you. That's good. So 15 to 20% is about average what people spend on their marketing on e-commerce worldwide, not just eBay. Right. The only problem is eBay is not transparent with their marketing. I don't like that. But it's still very cheap marketing. I want some analytics on my marketing so I can make it better. And they don't give you that. But all things considered, when we turn marketing off, we sell less. When we turn marketing on or up, we sell more. You can't argue with that.
Right. I don't think people realize also is if you're sending offers, you're still giving them a 5, 10, 15% discount. I mean, if my item sells for, say, 11% promoted, I might have sent them a 10 or 15% discount on the item. I'm still selling it. I may pay more fees than you do, but you're still sitting there with your item. And that's what I was talking about. I only do that with items that are sitting in my store for a very long time. Because I see both sides of what we was talking about earlier with the market value. I do. I see both sides. So the way I run it is I wait a week before I promote an item. And then if that item has got watchers or viewers or watchers on the item in a week's time, I won't promote it the next week. I'll wait another week and then see where the item's at to see what kind of activity it's having. But then when my item gets sit there, and then after 3 weeks, if the item's still sitting right around the same it has been for 2 weeks, then I'll promote it. I just look at the numbers and go off of that.
If you can get that granular at a product level, that's the ideal situation. If I have the time or the ability to be that granular, I would. But for a time's sake, because we have probably just a little over 3,500 items in our store now, and we grow every day. Like we're to a point now where we stay pretty static. We grow a little, we shrink a little, and we stay right around 35. But if we had to do that for every item in the store, even at 35, I don't think we can keep up with that. I think it's too much. Like ideally, I would love to post an item and not turn offers on and not promote it for the first 30 days, and then automatically turn on offers and promote it after that. There's just no mechanism to do that automatically.
Yeah, agreed.
Right.
I agree with that because we do. So I have a couple of different tiers based on like lower price items has a dynamic ad rate that's a little lower than, and then everything from 15 and up, we have a different dynamic ad rate. But we do that, and I don't like, for me, it's just a matter of like, we list it. We're as close to list it and forget it as people can be now. And like, we don't run promotions. We do send offers, like a couple times a day. And if we get off, we do accept offers on our items, but like we're just really not looking at our back catalog really that much at all. Now, once we get 6-7 months out, we start doing something there. But honestly, I haven't run a sale or any kind of promotion like that, like some kind of markdown promotion, probably in over a year.
Yeah, we do markdowns based on time, which is why we don't end and sell similar. We use the timestamp to do our time promotions, just like a Walmart or any retail store would. When something comes in, it's allowed to be there for a while, and after a while, it's got to get discounted. Mm-hmm. But
when once it hits
sales, a year, we're looking at getting rid of it anyway, unless it's a specialty something.
Yeah, we just needed 100 things and gave them away. So.
Yeah.
When I run sales on my items, I don't get that much. I don't see a whole lot of activity in those sales.
We do pretty good, but we run pretty aggressive sales. Like I said, anything over a year goes on a 50% off sale. Right. And after that, we start looking at a garage sale or donation or something local on Marketplace as a bulk buy. We don't keep them unless it's, we've had like Danbury mint things that are like the $1,500 bulldog tree that just doesn't sell fast. If it sits for 2 years, it sits for 2 years. That don't bother me. But for just general stuff from us buying bad, we don't keep it too much longer than that.
Scott, what's the lowest priced item in your store?
Me or Scott?
$8 or $9. $8 or $9.
What's yours, Corey?
Oh, we probably got $2-3 stuff in there, but it's usually multi-quantity stuff.
Brad?
Yeah, something I bought at a yard sale that I've got hundreds of it.
Yeah, our lowest price stuff is going to be like probably some of those Playmobil characters. But here's the catch. We'll sell 5 or 6 characters in a pop to one character to one person on a multi-quantity sale, or multi-item sale. So we do a lot of that.
I'm curious, Scott, do you promote on Amazon? No.
I
know some of the FBA guys I talked to do. I was just curious if you did.
I run a repricer, so I don't have my own products. I'm always selling a name brand. So, my buddy Grumpy John has, he can tell you down to the dollar what he spends every day and what he gets out of, because he's built a private label type company.
Yep.
On the strength of pay-per-click, and it's very effective over there. But it's not as effective if you're doing retail arbitrage and selling, the repricer, competing on prices where that is at. But on eBay, I think the reason why I'll start off promote it and I'll go a little less than what the high selling price is, because I think you get an advantage in search with a little bit lower price and a promotion. So I want to be at the top and I want to sell fast. And so I don't think markdown sales are as effective as they used to be. You used to go run a markdown sales and get a lot of good results, but the last ones that I've run, there's been no sales, and I've put the big store when it used to be big on sale and nothing. And so as I pared down the store, got rid of a lot of stuff, change gears, and there's nothing wrong, folks. That you don't have to do it always. You can change. And so I decided that I'd be much more aggressive in search with a little bit lower price and a higher promotion in order to get the churn.
We find the markdown sales work for us when price was the problem.
Right.
If we marked it too high, if price was the problem, the markdown sales work. More times than not, price wasn't the problem. We just bought something that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
And that's hard to get rid of sometimes.
The reason I asked about the low price, what I wanted the viewers to know that you guys, so all y'all have big stores, and I wanted the viewers to understand that that you're still selling items less than $10. You know, you can still sell items less than $10. Everybody does it. It's not just a certain amount of people that do.
I don't have a
They,
big store.
they-
I
you
currently
don't have a big store, Scott?
I currently have 325 items.
I'm compensating for my lack of an Amazon store by having a big store.
on eBay, I have 325 active listings and sales of 8,500 in the last 31 days. You don't need a big store.
How many you got on Amazon?
1,100, somewhere in that range.
Okay. So Amazon is your big platform then.
But Amazon's got a lot of these DVDs that there's a whole filing cabinet full of DVDs that are over there. I sell a lot of the same stuff on eBay and Amazon. It's just that I get a faster return on that side, so it goes on Amazon first.
Are you full time for your whole household, Scott, or does your wife work outside the home?
Johnny's disabled. We get she gets a disability check, small disability check, but
so you're full time for the house.
Yeah, but it doesn't even cover the mortgage. But yeah, I cover everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that
that's where we're at with 2 full-time incomes. We have to. Hey, you got to hustle if you're going to do this for a household. You really do. Yep. I mean, we do. We're low right now. We're in the summer slowdown in May, but I mean, our last 30 days was just under 12. But I mean, we've been working to get that. We're also doing Facebook Marketplace. We've done $4 or $5 grand there. We're doing a little bit on Etsy, but not a lot.
Yeah, Amazon's usually double to just short of triple what I do on eBay.
Yeah, Amazon would be a big boon if we wanted to jump in Amazon. We know enough people that do Amazon, and we've had enough horror stories from there that I just don't want to maintain the account. That I think the eBay side would be more enjoyable for us to do anyway.
See, FBM, and I sell a lot of the same basic 300 or 400 items over there too. So it makes the two platforms work very similar. So instead of having to think different one to the other, it's much easier. And that's what I was pairing a lot of stuff out of my eBay store because I wanted the shipping to be easier. I wanted the items to be like items, and so. The one thing as an Amazon seller, you have to deal with restrictions. You're not allowed to sell everything. And I'll be out searching, and I'm like, man, that's a good deal. That's an older product or whatever. What's it worth on eBay? And so to the point now where I scan all items with the eBay scanner. If it makes money on eBay, I automatically buy it, no matter whether I can sell it on Amazon or not, because I know it makes money on eBay.
Yeah. The way you're running that, that's a testament to the fact that there's no one right way to do this. Because if I had to do what you're doing and drive around to get products, that actually sounds like hell to me. Like I could never maintain that long term. But you love that, and we're doing it a completely different way, and we're both doing it.
I was trapped in a restaurant for 25 years. I wanted to do anything but sit still.
Yeah.
So my last word on it, and I'm going to shut up for the night, is Commonwealth Picker did a video. I think it was this morning actually, talking about why you do, the truth about eBay, why people do it. And everybody's got something, or online sales period. Everybody's got like a different thing they're trying to get out of it or doing it for different reasons. Scott's a stone cold killer. We just know that from this little short conversation tonight. He's an assassin, he's going to sell those things and sell them quick. Some people are more like
I just like Twinkies.
Yeah, it's not like a hobby. Some people are doing it straight up to just make as much money as quick as they can, and other people that might not be their motivation, and that's okay too. So there's room for everybody.
I love the business side of it, honestly. I mean, we've owned 8 or 9 businesses since we've been married, and the running the business, once you have the processes, gets boring after a while, but growing the businesses never gets old. I'll jump in any business and help grow it because that is fun to me. It's once you got your processes down and things start getting routine, I'm looking for a new business.
Well, I want to say this and let Corey know this too. So since we had the conversation about how you list by money instead of an item, since I have started doing that, I will say that my 90-day total has doubled. I will say that. So
that's a huge lesson to people. Yeah, that's smart, Chris. People that tell me how many listens I got, I don't care how many listens you got. No, because I could be Todd and list 10 toothbrush holders and not even have $1.
We did talk to somebody locally here that were asking about our sales and stuff, and they we kind of asked them what their goals were, what they want out of eBay, and they were talking about wanting to do, like $1,000 a month in sales. So we got digging in and asked them, well, what are you listing? How much are you listing? Well, but an item or two a day. Well, that ain't. If you take that over a month period, you don't have $1,000 worth of stuff to sell. Well, how are you going to make $1,000 a month?
I was ranting about this a few weeks ago. I'm like, if you're going to sell, if you want to sell $10,000 a month, you got to list 10,000 a month.
You do.
You got to have at least, because if you want to sell 10,000, just putting 10,000 up ain't gonna do it, because every item is not going to sell. You've got to have a certain percentage.
We've been doing it for over a year, and I think we've missed 2 days where we didn't list $500 a day for over a year now. And we only missed those 2 days because we ran short in our draft bank, and it was a family thing. We were out of town, and we did do in and sell similar on a few things during those 2 days.
If you've maintained that for a year,
it's not the same thing.
I would be willing to put money that there's rarely days that you sell less than 500 a day.
It doesn't happen often,
folks. That is,
and that's because you was consistent for a year.
If you didn't hear anything,
I take that back. It does happen often, but if you take your 90-day total and average it out, we never hardly ever fall below $500 a day average. It just doesn't happen hardly.
That is gold. Corey has just explained to you the secret to selling on eBay.
Right. Yeah. See,
I learned it from Leroy.
I don't care if you list 10, if you list 100. List a dollar amount, and you'll be amazed that you list that dollar amount every day. Your average sales will become that dollar.
Yeah, and it only took 1 hour and 51 minutes and 47 seconds to get there.
There you go.
Holy cow, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just want to say I did the test the first month. I only did $200 a day. And I noticed a huge increase. I started receiving my payouts for 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks before I switched over to $500 were the largest payouts I've had in 3 years. I had 3 sale days, what were the largest sale days I had in 3 years. So, and then since I switched over to 500, we're halfway through this month, and I'm seeing, like I said, my 90-day total has doubled since I started doing that, and I just think that's awesome. I know
people like to complain about eBay not doing anything for the sellers. When they made that draft bank free to use and open that thing up, that was the best thing they've done for eBay sellers in years, I think. We use that draft bank every single day. Sometimes we schedule, but not usually. But having it there and available opens up so much, because it's always full. When we're going to be out of town and not be able to list it manually out of the draft bank, we schedule them, and it's made being consistent so much easier.
And I want to report something about the draft bank. If you do it on your computer, you can have more than what would you say, Corey? 250 is what it was. So what I did on May 6th, I ended my store. I had over 1,000 items, and I ended every item, and I put every item in a bulk listing in my drafts. I did it on the computer. So you're able to do that on the computer, anything over 250. I'm not sure about on the phone. Because I've been just putting it in on my computer and then taking them out on the computer also. So,
we'd have to test it out sometime and be real careful with it, because if we lost drafts, I'm a crier. Like, cry. Yeah. Don't dump my drafts. That's too hard to do.
That's kind of thing. Just shut the door. I'm through.
Right. So, all right, Brad, you got anything you want to say coming up this week? Are you part of the hat raid train Saturday?
No, we gotta go out of town for a funeral Saturday afternoon, so I'm not going to get to be a part of this one.
Okay. Corey?
What is a hat raid train?
So on District, on One Stop Shop, I believe they're doing the Marketplace One Stop Shop over there with OBX Picker and Tim over the years and all them. They're having a hat raid train. They're doing hat auctions, and they're doing them back to back to back. There's a group of people's got together, and they're running auctions back to back. It's kind of like what,
sign up. I should go sign up. Tim's one of my biggest fans. I should go sign up.
Corey, you got anything?
No, I'm good, man. I should probably go help Teresa because we have a garage sale to open up tomorrow morning. But
Oh yeah.
she does good when I'm not there. She likes me to stay out of her hair, so I'll
You're
go
helping.
supervise.
You're helping. That's good.
Yeah, you're
Helping
helping.
by staying in.
That's a
Scott, you
trans-
got anything coming up this week?
No, I'll be drunk online tomorrow night. Other than that,
Yeah. So tell my viewers about your show tomorrow night.
yeah, I just go 7 o'clock. We go till I get tired and go to sleep. It'll be me and the same old cast character. I know it'll be me and Dave because Dave wants to hit the bong, so he'll be smoking. That's just we just have fun over there. We talk a little bit of reselling, but it's one of those shows where reselling is kind of a bad word. You gotta find a way to have fun, and you know I've made just tons of wonderful friends doing this after the years, so it's a good time just to hang out, laugh with. You know, we can't go out down the street because everybody's in different cities. Well, maybe me and Brad we can meet in an hour, but the rest of y'all be out of luck.
Yeah.
Right. So just wanted to remind everybody about Hatify over on District, the new marketplace that I put up. Nothing but hats is sold there. You guys can come on over there and join there. The link to that is in the description. Also, Brad's link to his Playmoville. How is it, Brad? Playmoville?
Playmoville. Yeah.
Yeah. His marketplace over there in District, the link and codes are all in the description below. You guys, if you're not signed up, go on over there and get your free $5 to spend anywhere. But other than that, we will see you guys next week, and y'all have a great one.